Today on our 2012 Toyota 4Runner, we're going to be doing a test fit on the Yakima JetStream Crossbar TimberLine Tower Roof Rack system. I've already got it set up just to give you a good idea what it looks like. This system is specifically designed to mount to your raised rails on your 4Runner. You're going to be able to carry roof mount accessories, things like bike racks, kayak carriers, cargo boxes, and much more. Now you'll notice we have a lot of bar overhang here. The crossbars are actually 70 inches long. These are going to allow us to maximize our carrying capacity with our accessories. So maybe we'd like to carry 2, 3, maybe 4 bike racks up top, or maybe even a couple or multiple kayaks up there. We're going to be able to handle it with these crossbars. Now, they're made out of aluminum, so we don't need to worry about any rust or corrosion. I've got the black installed, but they're also available in silver. So if that's something you're interested in, see etrailer.com. They're going to work with your standard clamp-on accessories as well as your T-slot accessories. There's no need to remove or trim that rubber strip. That T-bolt's just going to slide right over the top to your desired location and give you that nice clean look. Now they are aerodynamic. You can see that arrow shape here. These are going to be a lot quieter than your traditional round or square bars, so that's a huge plus. Now 4 TimberLine towers keep our crossbars in place. These are what clamp around our raised rails. You can see that rubber coated strap here. Now inside that rubber is a stainless steel strap. That way it too is not going to be rusting or corroding over time. It's resistant to all of that. If we take off our cover here, you can see how the strap connects on the inside. That way no one's going to be able to tamper with it with the cover on. It also protects our hardware from the elements. If you'd like to upgrade security, you can bust out that plastic locking core and replace it with a metal one, and no one's going to be able to remove your roof rack system. Now this roof rack system has a weight capacity of 165 pounds. You do, however, want to check with your 4Runner's owner's manual to see if the roof can support that much weight. You'll want to go with whatever number is lowest. Now I'm going to give you some measurements. This will give you an idea of how much you've added to the roof of your 4Runner, and it may also help you when using those clamp-on accessories. So from the top of the roof, the highest point here to the underside of the bar is about 3¼ of an inch. From the top of the roof to the top of the bar is about 4½ inches. Now that we got all the features, I'll go ahead and show you how to get them set up. I've already got my front crossbar in place, mounted to my raised rails in my 4Runner. The rear one installs the same way. Let's go ahead and do it together. Now on my white table here, I've got one of my TimberLine towers in place. The other side, we just need to repeat the same process. So what we can do is we can start by grabbing our TimberLine tower, and we need to install our JetStream Crossbar fit kit on top of the tower here. So we can take our plastic piece first. It's going to clip in on top, and then we can take our metal piece and put that right on top. As we turn it over, we want to hold it in place. We'll unhook our strap here, and we need to be able to access inside the hole here, which is where the Allen bolt is. I'm going to push that strap towards me just to open that up, take my included tool, and tighten that down. Now our tool here is unique in that it features a torquing device inside. Once you've got it properly torqued down, it's going to click. Now on top here, we want to be sure that this remains loose. Just because we tightened it all the way underneath doesn't mean this is supposed to be tight. We want this to remain loose. If it is tight, then you'll need to loosen up the Allen bolt here on the inside. But since we've got it where we want it, we're okay to install it on our JetStream Crossbar. So we'll turn it over, and we're going to slide it into the channel here. So we need to make sure all of this slides in here. Now in some cases it likes to get hung up on the rubber portion of the foot here. If that happens, just give it a good push, and then it should slide easily into place. Now we don't need to worry about setting it at a correct measurement on the bar. We'll worry about that when we get it up top. From here we can put on our end cap, and we're ready to set it in place on our 4Runner. Now when we set it in place, we want to be sure that the larger rounded portion of the bar is facing forward. That's going to be the front. And we can also set this really anywhere we want on our raised rails, but we want to set it up to where it's going to work best with our accessories. So I'm going to gently rest it in place. I'm going to kind of guide that rubber strap underneath the raised rails just to kind of get it set up. Same thing here. Feed it underneath. And while I've got it here in front of me, I'm going to go ahead and connect that strap connect the two hooks here. Now if you can't connect it, you can loosen up this Allen bolt here, but let's go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side. Now we need to make sure we have the same crossbar spread on each side. So again, we want to be sure we have it set up to where it's going to work best with our accessories. I'm going to set my width at about 28 inches. So I'm just measuring center on center, and we'll get that set up for both sides. Now let's make sure we have the same bar overhang on each side. So that's going to be the distance from the tower here to the outside of the bar. Now you can use a tape measure for this, or you can just eye it up, whichever works best for you. So if that measurement is a little off on one side, since we left it loose, we can just grab a hold of that bar and gently move it towards us. That looks pretty good. From here, we just need to make sure that our tower is center with the top of our raised rail. We've actually got a little indicator line here. We want that directly on top of our raised rail. So once we've got it set up there, we can take our included tool and tighten down the bolt on the inside here. And by doing this, it's going to lock in that crossbar spread with our JetStream crossbar. And that'll prevent it from shifting. Once that's tight, again, we want to listen for those clicks. We'll move on to the next one here and listen for some more clicks. We just repeat the same process on the other side. Once everything's tightened down, all we have to do is put on our covers and we're ready to load up our favorite roof mounted accessories and hit the road. But that's going to complete our test fit of the Yakima JetStream Crossbar TimberLine Tower Roof Rack System on our 2012 Toyota 4Runner.